Our next guest is taking on social media's sometimes negative culture, having real conversations with people who have said nasty things about him and to him on the internet. His name is Marron, and he reaches out to those people who say those hurtful things, and he talks to them in real life on a podcast called Conversations with People Who Hate Me. The discussions cover a variety of topics, with some people attacking Marron for being gay, some saying he's committing a sin, others disagree with him politically. They call him a lot of names related to that, and yet they work together to forge a connection.
Any questions that you have for me?
No. I think I don't dislike you. I don't dislike you, even though I
don't
said
dislike
I did.
me? Okay.
We disagree on a lot of stuff. And that's fine.
Has this conversation helped you at all?
I think so. Just to show that two people so ideologically polarized can have a good conversation.
Dylan's out with a new book based on the podcast. It's called Conversations with People Who Hate Me, 12 Things I Learned from Talking to Internet Strangers. It is published by Atria, an imprint of Simon & Schuster, which is a division of Paramount, which is on planet Earth and staffed by human beings. And we have a human being with us. Dylan, good morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
I love the book. I love the podcast. I think it's a wonderful idea, though a daunting one. You have a folder called your hate folder.
I have the hate folder. You know, it's still on my desktop right now.
Oh, God.
So it feels like a celebrity. I wrote about it so much, and it's like, there she is.
There she is. But you're not filling it with things anymore. You've learned your lesson.
No, I think this whole project works as a sort of deterrent, like because people are like, I don't want to go on a podcast, so I don't get a lot of hate at me, but maybe I'm incurring it by saying it right now.
There's something amazing that happens when you take a person off of the internet into a phone call, even though you're not standing in front of each other, just hearing their voice and them hearing yours makes it harder to be mean to somebody.
Yeah, it's almost impossible. I think, the internet, of course, gamifies a lot of our interactions, and it rewards a lot of negative behavior because we're a lot of times trying to entertain our friends, our people, so we're jockeying for those likes, the gold coins of the internet. And I think the big difference on the phone is, one, you hear their voice, they're immediately human, they know you're human too, and there's not an audience for it. Yes, I'm releasing this as a podcast, but all of these conversations happen in this really sacred space of the phone call.
This is incredibly brave. I just have to hand it to you because it's not kind and it's not nice on paper or on the screen. I don't know how you overcame that the fear of having those conversations. How did you get over the hurt feelings?
The honest answer is that this grew out of a coping mechanism. Most of these comments and messages I was receiving on Facebook, which is, I think, an important detail because on Facebook, unlike other platforms, you can click on someone's profile and you can learn everything about them, right? You are taken, you see a partial resume, you see a family tree, you see memes they've shared, and you see this full three-dimensional human. And so I would construct these backstories that I would weave for these people. And then talking to them, the conversation actually, to me, feels like the best way to address the fear and to take care of the fear. I'm only speaking for myself, but
What's your biggest take-home, the biggest lesson?
Biggest lesson? There are a lot. The book
There's
is
12.
filled with there are 12. I have to sell the book. Here we are. But I would say, so I naturally empathize with my guests, and this is an inevitability of talking to someone. It's not this saintly marvel, it just happens, right? When you speak to someone, you know that they're a human being. And a lot of my guests, not all of them, are on the other side of the political spectrum. And sometimes it can feel like you're doing something wrong by empathizing with the other. And I think we're living in such divided times that it becomes scary to empathize with the other. What does this say about me? What am I doing? Am I doing something wrong? And so I developed a mantra for myself, sort of, which is that empathy is not endorsement, right? I can acknowledge that you are a human being. You, hypothetically, you, not you. You are also a human being. We're all human. But I can acknowledge that the person I'm speaking to, who is so different from me, that that they are a human being, and I can feel that, and that is not co-signing their beliefs.
Right, no.
Yeah.
By the way, lesson 7, there are 11 more. You buy the book.
Yeah, buy the book,
But you're right, empathy is not endorsement, and you can hear how a person got to that moment of hate, and then maybe how they can get out of it, and we all can. Conversation is a civic virtue. Dylan Marron, thank you very much. Conversations with People Who Hate Me on sale now. We'll be right back.